That is definitely not a goose-down parka under that coat keeping this lady warm. It's fat. Fat is also what makes these blue jeans tight. This too is fat, and so is this. These are not obese Americans, but Londoners, and obesity is not simply a problem of affluent Americans and British, it's a ballooning global problem. Some experts believe obesity is becoming the most serious health problem in the world.
We now know that the problem in the Middle East is just as bad as in the United States. There's an enormous problem in Central and Eastern Europe.
We're having 300,000 deaths in the UK per year because of it. An average life expectancy is reduced in obese people compared to lean people by almost 9 years.
In Asia, where successive generations have been conditioned to fear famine and starvation, obesity is becoming a huge problem. Traditionally malnourished Chinese and Indians now consume gobs of fat and sugar.
We're eating ourselves to death, and the current calculations are that the fat and obese children who are more likely to get diabetes even in their teens, their life expectancy is going to be less than their parents or grandparents.
Men with fat bellies are thought to be in real trouble. The bloat often signals diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, heart disease, and some cancers. Thin and fit people pay for the obese, taxed for higher health care costs. Government leaders are staring down the barrel of national health care crises.
If they're not careful, the health services of their country, currently becoming overwhelmed, are going to be in major crisis. Already the calculation is that 40%, 2/5 of the budget of the United States spent on health relates to obesity-associated problems.
Fatty foods and lack of exercise cause obesity. Governments are to blame too. Food production has been subsidized to the tune of billions of dollars, abundant food and huge servings. It bodes ill for the next generation. A British solution?
A bill's being introduced in the Commons calling for a ban on the TV advertising for under fives of food and drink high in salt, sugar and fat.
The private sector here says educating young people, not legislating diets, is the answer.
We don't want quick, easy, short-term fixes because where it has been tried, and if you take a place like Quebec, where it's been tried for something like 20 years, the level of overweight and obese children in Quebec is no lower than other Canadian provinces.
Surprisingly, weight loss diets don't eliminate obesity problems, according to health experts. Many say the diets are just gimmicks, a different technique to get you to eat less. And it would appear it all comes down to this: the fat and the soft drinks simply have to go. Walter Rogers, CNN, London.